All right, we are ready to start. I just need to make sure that the notification was sent in my Telegram channel. Yes, because sometimes it doesn't send automatically, so I always need to double check, and I need to check whether the notification is sent on Twitter and in my Facebook group. Yeah. So many of you asked me to do the live stream this week for one important reason. It is the Fed rate decision week, and ahead of the Fed rate decision, I always do live streams. I always do live analysis, and my goal during today's live stream will help you to prepare for the Fed rate decision on Wednesday. So always remember that we have a live chat here during the live stream, and feel free to join the discussion. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask me to analyze any instrument you want. Yes, and if there are any problems during the live stream, if there are any connection issues, please immediately notify me in a live chat. That will be the best and the quickest way to fix the issues with the live stream. Yeah. Then what else I wanted to mention? On today's session, I prepared some live setups that we will discuss on today's live stream. We will discuss trend following trading on the euro dollar. We will discuss trend following trading on New Zealand dollar. We will discuss dollar yen trading break of structure there. I will explain how to trade break of structure with multiple time frame analysis, and we will definitely check gold. We will I guess also check some crypto, and of course we will discuss many other pairs. Just let me know what instruments do you want me to analyze, and with great pleasure I will check them all, and I will share with you my view. Nice to see Kilani, nice to see Marlon, nice to see Nuno, nice to see Wilbeck, Frederick, Ronnie, Curtis, Zvili Banzi. Sibia? nice to see you. Nice to see Zishan, Noah. So many members today, by the way. Very active live chat. And by the way, when the live chat is very active, when I'm not answering your question, just ask one more time, because sometimes the messages run very quickly, and sometimes I just cannot read all the questions, and don't be angry on me if I'm not answering. Just in 1 to 5 minutes ask again, and I will definitely answer your question. So so hello everyone, traders, and we are ready to start now. And just as always, before the stream starts, say hello in the live chat. Say hello if you are ready. Yeah, show me your presence. Show me that you are ready for another live stream, and let me know where are you watching this live stream from. It's always very surprising to watch the statistics of live streams and to just see from where people watch these live streams, because here we have globalists would be very happy to see the statistics of the live streams, because we have a very, very mixed community here, from South Africa to Canada. People watch from different regions, and that's great. And I'm very happy that we have so diverse community here. So to warm up, I think we are going to start today with euro dollar. Yes, I guess euro dollar would be a great start for today. I guess many of you are trading euro dollar. So this one will be a very, 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 very peculiar to watch today. And a lot of guys from the UK, yes, and a lot of guys from Pakistan. That's nice. By the way, funny fact about me, I am one of the rare Europeans who visited Islamabad. Yeah, and by the way, I really enjoy it. I also was in Peshawar, where Pushtun people live in Pakistan, where people craft the pistols. Yeah, that's amazing place to visit, honestly, and it's very different from from many other places that I visited. By the way, I forgot, yeah, the watermark. Yes, thank you for the notification, for reminder about the watermark. So yeah, in the middle of the screen you will see the watermark with the trading instrument and the time frame that I analyzed. Let me even make that brighter. Yeah, like this. Yes, I guess now you can see that. Yeah. Sorry, CB. I always forget to add that. Yeah. So, and by the way, if you're here the first time, another reminder is that during this live streams, what I do, I teach how I look for the trading setups, how I analyze different pairs, how I analyze different markets, and the way I trade is based on multiple time frame analysis. In my trading, I combine price action trading, support and resistance analysis. I combine some elements of SMC, candlestick analysis, and it's purely technical, I would say. There we discuss some fundamental elements of the setups, and there we check the news in the economic calendar. The core of the strategy that I use is technical analysis, and during the live stream I will just show you on different examples how exactly I use my trading strategy. Yeah, so as I said, let's start with euro dollar, and Marlon Jones says, I think euro will sell off if it breaks the daily for our downwards. Yeah, euro dollar looks bearish to me too, and there are a lot of reasons to believe that euro dollar will drop lower. And let's discuss these reasons, and let's discuss how can we spot a valid confirmation to sell, and what can be our trading plan. So let's start our analysis on the euro dollar pair with the daily time frame. Yes, daily time frame, as I always repeat during this live streams, daily time frame is the core of day trading, scalping, swing trading. It is one of the most important time frames for analysis. And no matter whether you are a technician or a fundamental trader, still, yes, daily time frame is one of the most important time frames that you should learn to analyze. And what we see on the euro dollar pair is that since the end of January, the market is bearish. Why? Because over time we can see that the market keeps updating lower highs and lower lows. And just recently on Friday, we saw another strong bearish movement. The entire last week was very bearish for euro dollar, actually, and we saw a strong wave down. With this wave down, we got a very important event. We can see that here in a daily time frame, the market successfully violated a very important daily structure support. You can see that here we got a very important historic structure. I would say it was a major daily structure support, the one that the market respected many times in the recent past. And with a high momentum bearish candle, this support was violated. This support was broken. And because the trend is bearish, first we assume that this broken structure now turns into a strong resistance. We may assume that now it turns into a significant supply zone where selling orders are going to concentrate. And secondly, we can expect that from this resistance, from this area, we are going to see another strong bearish movement. Another thing to note is that if we look left, if we analyze historic price action, we can see that on Friday the market dropped and we bounced from this price level. It was 1.141 level. And what is so peculiar about this price level is that, technically speaking, the price didn't really manage to reach the next strong historic support. Our next strong historic support was here. It is a very important low of August of the last year, and I was quite sure that with this bearish movement the price would reach that. But instead, the market wasn't able to reach this important support. And it makes me think that now the pair has unrealized potential to reach this support. Yes, I guess with the continuation of a current bearish trend, there will be a high probability that this support will be tested. It's hard to see when exactly it will happen from the time horizon perspective. It's hard to see when the test of that structure will occur, but we can just predict that with a very high probability sellers are going to aim at that support. Then because we are bearish and our bias on euro dollar is clearly bearish, we are expecting a bearish trend continuation. We see a test of a significant resistance that can be a very nice, very safe zone for us to sell from. We can look for selling. Yes, we can look for confirmation to sell the market now. And what is so important for you to understand in structure trading is that trading supports and resistances on single time frame and without confirmations is very risky. First of all, our structure here is quite wide. If we measure its range, we can see that our resistance is 40 pips wide. It's a huge resistance, and placing the trade randomly within that zone is very risky, especially because we may see a lot of traps and manipulations within that before the market actually drops. So before we sell, before we open a short trade, it will be highly recommendable to look for confirmation signal. And here, different traders look for different things. Some fundamental traders would, for example, wait for some fundamental confirmation. Fundamental traders would wait for some news to confirm another bearish movement, while price action traders, for example, would wait for some price action confirmation and the formation of a strong bearish price action pattern. So here is where your strategy defines your confirmation. And in this setup, I will explain what kind of price action confirmation I would look for to sell euro dollar. So what I do when the market tests a significant daily structure that I spotted, a significant daily structure from where I would open the trade, I start analyzing lower time frames. I use multiple time frame analysis and I analyze how the market reacts to this structure on intraday time frames. What is happening within a trading day? What is happening within a current daily candle? So let's examine what is happening on a 4-hour time frame, and let's try to understand what can provide a confirmation for us. On the 4-hour time frame, first thing to do will be to try to analyze the market trend. And you can see that right here, if we just follow a recent price action, we can see that the price established a minor bullish trend. Why? Because we have, after the formation of this last low, the market retraced, we set a lower high, but then with the second bearish movement, the market did not manage to retest current low. Instead, we set a higher low right here, and that was the first sign of the weakness of the sellers. Then the price bounced, we violated the level of the last lower high, we got the confirmed local bullish change of character, and the market established a minor bullish trend, setting a new local higher high, higher close on the 4-hour. This morning we got a strong retracement from our resistance, but we can see that quite rapidly the market has recovered. Yes, the market has recovered, and now it looks like we are going to test our resistance one more time. So from such a perspective, what can we look for to sell? What can provide a strong bearish confirmation? According to the rules, we have a minor bullish trend here. So we can look for something that would confirm a violation of this current minor bullish trend. What can it be? Here is our last higher low in this minor bullish trend. And this last higher low composes a bullish order block zone. It is a strong intraday structure support, right? It is a strong intraday support cluster that the market now respects. Yes, you can see a clear recent historical significance of this intraday support. And from such a perspective, the trend will remain bullish till this bullish order block based on the last higher low in this minor bullish trend is going to be respected. Yes, while the market respects that, the trend remains bullish. So what can we look for here to sell? We would look for a breakout. We would look for a violation, a 4-hour candle close below this yellow support. It will be our very important price action confirmation. It will be a strong confirmation from SMC perspective. Why the violation of this 4-hour structure support will be so important? Because it will confirm the violation of a current minor bullish trend on the 4-hour. That is what we are looking for. We need this bullish trend to be violated. We need the market to show us a clear strength of the sellers. And bearish violation of this yellow support can provide a very strong confirmation of that. With the breakout of this bullish order block zone, this zone will turn into a strong resistance, and that would be the perfect zone for you to sell the market from. Your best entry will be within that area, and you can just set a sell limit order within that. Placing a sell limit order within that zone, your stop loss should strictly lie above the highs of this minor bullish trend. It will be a very safe stop loss for your trade. Your take profit will be based on a daily structure support that we spotted, as we discussed, with a high probability with the next bullish wave, the price is going to reach this historic support. Yes, so that is going to be the next goal. And you can see that our entry zone right here, it is also quite wide. It is 25 pips wide. So how to choose where exactly should be your entry? And here I suggest relying on the rules of your trading strategy. So it really depends on what reward to risk ratio you want to get for this trade. If your strategy says that you should trade at least with 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio, you adjust your entry and you place your trade from a higher price level. If you can trade with lower reward to risk ratio, but you want to guarantee the entry here, you open from a lower price level. And personally, I prefer being somewhere in between. So for me, 1.4 reward to risk ratio is good. So I will try to trade this setup just from the middle of this zone. Yes, so that is going to be the plan for euro dollar. Another thing to mention is that our resistance, our daily structure resistance that we spotted, is very wide. And remember that minor bullish trend may easily continue. It may happen that the price will set another high within this minor bullish trend. If so, we will stick to the same plan, but our bullish order block zone will just move. Remember that it will be always based on the level of the last higher low in a bullish trend. So you will need just update your plan, update your bullish order block zone, but you can still use the same logic. So in this trading setup, in this setup that I am showing you on the euro dollar here, what is the most important for you to understand is the logic, is the thinking process behind building such a trading plan. Once you understand the logic of the setup, once you understand what exactly constitutes a valid confirmation, you will be able to easily build such plans by your own. Yes, so that's the main goal of this live streams, just to show you the way to build the trading plans, so you could open any price chart you want, so you could open any instrument you want, and using this rationale, build solid trading plans. I see Zishan Khan says, my biggest challenge is fear. I'm able to identify great setups, but I often exit the trade with the loss shortly after entering, even though my initial analysis is correct, but I left. You know, what can I say about this, Zishan, is that fear is definitely the biggest problem in trading. And to me, the entire beginning of this year wasn't good. We got a very mixed January with my students, and the entire February was losing. So you can imagine that we opened a lot of trades, and most of the trades in February, unfortunately, were losing ones. Yes, and only when March started, only with the months of March, we finally recovered. The thing is that the only way to beat your fear is to build confidence. And where do you get this confidence from? You trade and trade and trade and trade your strategy. And with time, you see that over time, your strategy beats the market. Only with practicing, only with opening hundreds of trades, you build this confidence. So your first task is to find a solid strategy, backtest that, see that it really works from the historical perspective, and then trade it. Trade it, trade it, trade it, trade it, trade it. Of course, you will have losing periods. Of course, you will have drawdowns. Of course, you will have negative periods. But over time, you will see that your strategy always recovers all the losses. And that is the only way to build confidence. What is so bad in trading industry is that many gurus are trying to pretend that they never lose, that each and every trading week that they have is always profitable. And unfortunately, because of this lie, newbie traders are very scared, because once they start losing, they think that, yeah, it's something wrong in their strategy, and they immediately start switching the strategy. They change the strategy, looking for the one that never loses. But the fact is that such a strategy does not exist. Yes, and your only way to learn how to trade is to build your confidence going through the losses. Yes, I hope it is clear. So what will be the Wilbeck says I have the same problem. Yeah, I guess the majority has the same problem. So it's how you mature, it's how you grow in trading. That's the only way. It's funny thing, by the way, when as many of you know, I have a VIP signals group, and I see a lot of guys who buy, for example, a monthly subscription, take two trades, and you know, in the distribution of winning and losing trades in a trading strategy is so that with, say, 70% win rate, you may have 5-6 trades, losing trades in a row. Yes, and then you may have 10 winners. But you know, this traders, they enter VIP group during the losing streak, they take 1, 2, 3 trades, they lose, and they say, lol, you're a scam. Yeah, and these people, they will never make money in trading. If they judge a trading strategy by 1, 2, or 3 trades, yeah, it's you know, they will never make money in trading. They will spend a lot of money just trying to find VIP signals group that provides only the winners. At some time they will realize that everyone is scam, and they will just leave the industry saying that it's all bullshit. Yeah, that is how it works, unfortunately. Yeah, let me introduce if you have any questions. Marlon Jones says, can you put a sell stop there? With this trading setup on the euro-dollar pair, we cannot place a sell stop. Why? Because to confirm this setup, we need a 4-hour candle close below our bullish order block zone. With the sell stop, the market may just form a long wick right here, activate our order, and then the candle would close above our order block zone. So we strictly need the candle to close below, and unfortunately with the sell stop order, we cannot guarantee that the candle closes. Then what will be the Marlon Jones? I love Bollinger Bands, they do help as well. Yeah, so there are a lot of useful indicators, and just pick the one that helps. Personally, I prefer naked price action, but I admit that there are a lot of useful indicators. Just do not overwhelm your price chart with the indicators. That is, I guess, the main rule to follow, because usually what I see checking the charts of my students is that they have like 4, 5, 6 indicators on the charts, and the chart looks like a complete mess, and in such charts putting a good signal is almost impossible. Yeah, I saw a question about pound yen pair. Let's check pound yen. Nice to see John. Welcome, John. First time here. Yes, I hope that you will enjoy the today's session. Yeah, so let's open pound yen. And by the way, after pound yen, I guess we will check dollar yen, and I will explain how to trade break of structure. BOS. So in pound yen, let's start with the daily. Yeah, and let's try to understand what can we expect from pound yen pair just from a price action perspective, because price action here is very telling. From a long-term perspective, the trend is definitely bullish. We can see that historically, long-term trend, strongly bullish. We are trading in this uptrend for a very extended time period. And in this uptrend, recently, the market set a new higher high, higher close here, and some correction happened. Correctional movement occurred, and the market dropped to a very significant daily structure support. Yes, here was a very important support that the price tested. Then on this support, we got some bullish accumulation. You can see that the market stopped falling. The market found equilibrium, the balance, and for quite a long period of time, the market was coiling and accumulating within this range. And then look what happened. The market established a bullish trend. Yes, now on a pound yen pair, we can see that we are trading in a minor bullish trend. In this minor bullish trend, we already have two higher highs. We have two higher lows, and with a recent bearish movement, the price tested this quite an important daily support, minor daily support. This support was respected, at least for now, and let's check what we see on the 4-hour time frame after its test. After its test, the pair started to consolidate. Yes, we see a very great example of a bullish accumulation here. You can see that first the price was falling sharply because of a clear excess of supply. The price formed a huge high momentum bearish candle, but then this entire excess of supply was absorbed by the demand that was concentrated within this daily demand zone. Yes, the market started to coil, the market started to trade in sideways, and then look what happened. Then we formed a bullish imbalance candle. You can see that we got a clear change of sentiment here. This 4-hour resistance was broken. We violated that with this strong bullish candle, and it looks like bullish accumulation is completed here, and the market is ready to start growing. From such a perspective, we can make a prediction that pound yen will continue rising. We can expect that in the current uptrend, pound yen will likely reach this, at least this resistance. We can buy safely pound yen from this broken structure. We almost retested this structure today, and we can keep our buy limit order on this price level. Buying from here, aiming at this resistance, and keeping our stop loss below the lows. That can be a very good and safe trend following swing trade for us on a pound yen pair. Again, on a daily long-term trend is clearly bullish. Minor trend is clearly bullish. The price respected a very strong daily demand zone. And on a 4-hour time frame from the intraday perspective, we have a nice bullish confirmation with the confirmed breakout of a resistance of this bullish accumulation range. So my bias is bullish, and I do believe that with a high probability the market will rise. Let me know, traders, if you have any questions. Let me know if everything is clear so far, and let me know what else to analyze for you. I see a question from Noah about US 100 index. Let's check that and discuss. Last week, by the way, I shared a very nice fresh signal in my free Telegram channel for US 100. We managed to predict a very nice bearish movement here, and I personally took a short trade from a trend line. Yeah, here Yeah, that was a very strong falling trend line that we spotted with my students, and from this trend line there was a nice trend following trading setup. What do we see on the index now? We see a massive support here. Yes, that the price nicely respected, and we see that the market keeps setting lower highs. Yes, we have one lower high right here after a test of that support. Then we got some higher high, but then again lower high, lower high. So I think with the high probability we are going to see something like that. Yes, it looks like we are going to see another test of that support. It looks like the sellers will try to break this support, and it looks like we may have more tests of that, especially before the Fed rate decision tomorrow. Yes, the market may easily retest that support one more time. So to me the index looks bearish. I also like this key level. Yes, we have a key daily resistance level right here, from where the market was nicely rejected yesterday. If we check the intraday price action, let's see if we have some confirmations there. Yeah, on an hourly time frame, after a test of that resistance, the price formed a nice double top pattern. Neckline of this double top pattern was violated. It is a clear indication of the strength of the sellers. Also, from the trend analysis perspective, by the way, we established a minor bullish trend right here, and the violation of this intraday support confirmed a violation of this minor bullish trend. So yes, I'm bearish, and I think that it is reasonable to expect bearish continuation on US 100, and I think your intraday goal can be this intraday support. So bias is very bearish now. Yeah. Then question about silver. With silver and gold, you know, it's very tricky. Why the hell gold and silver are not growing ahead of the war conflict in the Middle East? That's crazy, you know. And when the war started, a lot of popular news outlets claimed that gold would reach 6,000 level immediately after the war started. But yeah, you can see that instead, not only gold and silver are not growing, but also we may report that they are even falling a bit. That's strange. That's at least strange. And we can see that now silver is stuck on this very important daily structure support. It is a very important historic support that was respected as the resistance first, then after a breakout it turned into support, and 1, 2, 3 times already it was respected, and it nicely holds. So I think that the market is going to stuck around this support till Fed interest rate decision tomorrow, and probably the rhetoric of the Fed and the rate decision will indicate clearly where silver will go next. So I guess now we will need to discuss potential scenarios, and we will need to discuss what may happen and what can be our strong confirmations. So first, let's discuss bearish confirmations, because they will be the most obvious. We are coiling on this major historic support, and obviously its breakout and a daily candle close below this support will provide a strong confirmation. If a daily candle closes below this yellow support cluster, it will open a potential for a further decline, and then there will be a high probability that silver will drop lower and reach this support. Yes, so that will be the first potential scenario, our bearish scenario. If the price drops lower, if we break and close below the support, we will anticipate a bearish movement lower to at least the 73.5 level. At the same time, because we can see that this support holds strongly, a bullish wave may start from this support. But to confirm that, we will need a clear sign of strength of the buyers. You can see that on a 4-hour time frame, we have quite a strong 4-hour resistance right here. Look, we have a very important resistance cluster that the price is testing at the moment. We see that based on this intraday resistance and our daily support, we have a consolidation. We have a consolidation within this narrow intraday range. So to me, a clear sign of strength of the buyers will be a breakout, a bullish violation of this blue resistance. If a 4-hour candle closes above that, it will signify a clear strength of the buyers, and then we can expect that the market will rise more and we can anticipate a bullish trend continuation. Yes, so that will be the bullish scenario. As I said, I don't know what is going to happen with silver, and if previously, if 1 week ago I was, from the fundamental perspective, I was strongly bullish biased, I was convinced that because of the fundamental factors, gold and silver would rise, but the reality is that gold and silver refuse growing, and not only that, but silver also dropped since the beginning of the war. So we need to consider both scenarios. We need to consider a bullish scenario and we need to consider a bearish scenario. Let me know, by the way, what are your expectations, and let me know what do you expect. Yes, so what are your expectations from that? Now let's quickly check WTI crude oil. Let's check WTI crude oil and discuss. So, you know, as I previously posted on my free Telegram channel, there was a very strong bullish pattern here. Yes, there was a very strong bullish price action pattern, and as always, though many traders claim that price action patterns don't work, they really work. They really work, and they are very strong. And this inverted head and shoulders pattern that the price formed after this crazy correction, after this crazy retracement from 120 level, yeah, this pattern clearly confirmed the start of another bullish wave. If you remember my free Telegram channel, you know that immediately after the breakout of the horizontal neckline of this pattern, I shared my updated analysis, claiming that with the high probability the market will rise more. And now we are stuck on a very important resistance. Yes, I guess you saw that from the intraday perspective, there is a very important resistance cluster here that, at least for now, bulls did not manage to break. So I would suggest waiting for the Fed rate decision, and I think with the breakout of this resistance cluster, with the breakout of 107 level and 4-hour candle close above that, we can expect bullish movement to current highs then. So that would be a bullish confirmation that I would rely on that would confirm a bullish continuation to current year's high. Yes, that's so far will be the plan. It looks like for now, from a current perspective, oil is quite weak. I guess you saw that a wedge pattern was formed on a 4-hour time frame, and just recently the support of the wedge was broken with quite a strong bearish candle. So the market may easily correct more. We may see some correction like that, yes, before the market starts growing. Remember that there are a lot of manipulations now on oil, and for that reason, even though fundamental factors are strongly bullish, the market appears to be weak. Yes, it appears to be weak. I can't imagine how many orders are executed silently here because of the manipulations. So just understand that they will try, the institutional traders will do everything to grab your liquidity, to stop you out, to fool you before a real wave starts. So be very careful and do not let your emotions execute the trade on crude oil. Yes, and also remember that volatility here is very high. So if you are a newbie trader, it would be way better to trade some less volatile instruments. Yeah. Now I promised to explain dollar yen setup. I promised to explain the break of structure trading. So let's open a daily time frame and let me show you what I spotted. So dollar yen, obviously bullish. Yes, we can see that since the middle of February, we are trading in a quite a sharp uptrend. We can see that bullish momentum is quite strong. And with a recent bullish movement, the market successfully violated this resistance. Yes, there was a strong historic resistance here, and it was broken. This breakout, from the SMC perspective, is called break of structure, BOS, and the formation of a new higher close confirms the strength of a current uptrend, and it indicates that the trend will likely continue. If we study historic price action and look left, we can see that our closest strong historic structure will be here. Yes, it is our next strong resistance. And with this breakout, yes, with our current breakout, the market did not manage to reach that. So it feels to me that the pair has unrealized potential and bulls will likely reach that resistance soon. Yes, the only question is from where? Yes, from where it will be safe for us to buy dollar yen expecting this bullish wave. Of course, our first strong structure is here. Our recently broken resistance now turns into strong support from where we can look for buying. But we also have strong support right here. Yes, and we have strong support right here. We will need to keep all the supports on our price chart because the market may easily retrace to one of them before bullish wave occurs. Now we see the test of our upper support. Yes, and from after test of this upper support, we will need some clear confirmation, some strong intraday confirmation before we buy, before we open the trade. So let's discuss what confirmation can we look for. If we open a 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, we see a clear consolidation and accumulation. You can see that here the price formed range. Yes, another range. On this live stream we already spotted so many different ranges. Yes, and it is just another example of a sideways range. Yes. So the price is now stuck within that range. The price respects this support, this intraday support. The price respects this intraday resistance, and we see a sideways price action within this range. So from such a perspective, what can be our confirmation? What can be our clear sign of strength of the buyers? What can confirm a start of a new bullish wave? It will be a breakout of this resistance, bullish breakout of this resistance, a violation of that, and the 4-hour candle close above that will provide a strong confirmation. When the 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, when we violate that, it will confirm that this bullish accumulation is completed here, that bullish accumulation is over, and it is time for the market to grow more. So after a breakout of this resistance, we will buy on a retest of a broken structure. We will aim at the daily resistance that we spotted analyzing a historic price action, and we will set our stop loss below the lows of this consolidation. That will be our swing trading plan for buying dollar yen after a confirmed break of structure on a daily time frame. Yes, that will be the complete plan to follow here. Obviously, if the price drops lower, if we see a bearish continuation here and a breakout of a support of the range, it will invalidate our setup. And as we discussed, we have two other supports that we spotted that we will need, that we will use for potential buying dollar yen pair, but strictly after a confirmation. Let me introduce if everything is clear, yes, and give me yes in a live chat if you want me to check gold for you and provide fresh analysis for gold. I also see a question from CBI about dollar CAD pair, so let's check it and discuss. Marlon Jones says on 4-hour close down, you then go on retest on 1 hour. If a 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, a retest of this broken structure will occur simultaneously on any time frame, on 1 hour, 4 hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes. It will happen on any time frame. If 4-hour candle closes above this resistance, then retest will occur on any time frame. I hope it is. It is clear. Yeah. So quickly about dollar CAD. Dollar CAD pair. Dollar CAD is now very weak, I would say. So we got a clear downtrend. Yes, dollar CAD pair is in a downtrend since February of the last year, and recently the market started to coil and consolidate, and I found a very peculiar pattern that I wanted to share. Here on a daily time frame, we can see that previously, when the market, we got a strong bearish wave. Yes, we got a strong bearish wave, retracement, and then the market formed another strong bearish wave. And then bullish accumulation started. This bullish accumulation was completed, and the market established a bullish trend. I think that the current price action, the price action that we see the last 4 months, is very similar. Yes, strong bearish wave, retracement, and the clear bullish accumulation. Yeah. Look, I think that it looks very, 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 very similar. Yeah. Do you agree with me? Yeah. So it looks like we have a very similar pattern here. And you can see that when the market violated the resistance of this bullish accumulation on a dollar CAD last year, it established quite a strong bullish trend, and then the market was growing for 4 months, for 4 consecutive months. Then dollar CAD was growing. So we can look for a similar confirmation this time. We can see that on a daily, the market clearly found a very strong resistance. Yes, the market found a very strong resistance, and if we break that, yes, if we violate that, if we close above that on a daily time frame, it looks like we may establish a similar uptrend that the market established the last year. Yeah, so the price action looks very similar to me, traders, and I think that if we break above this yellow resistance, it will provide a very strong signal. Do not forget that this week we expect not only Fed interest rate decision, but we also expect the Bank of Canada to announce interest rate decision too. So these events may easily trigger a bullish movement and the breakout of this yellow resistance. So that would be the main focus on a dollar CAD pair to buy. Zooming in the chart, let me see if I see something peculiar from intraday perspective. Not really, I guess. Yes. So it looks like we are preparing for another test of this yellow resistance. So wait for its test and then look for a breakout as your confirmation. Condemned says, hi, which broker do you trade with most often? Yeah, I use different brokers for copy trading, and I run copy trading systems on different brokers, and because my audience, my members are from different countries, and some brokers, for example, do not accept the UK clients. Some brokers do not accept, I don't know, Pakistani clients. So I'm very diversified with brokers, and I use a bunch of them. But if you need my recommendation after the live stream, you can text me on Telegram or on Instagram, and I will recommend you a good broker based on your current location and country of residence. So please let me know if you would need help with that. Yeah. CBS says, yes, I am also looking out for buy after breakout of resistance. Good. Yes. I guess this historical pattern looks more than obvious. Yes, and it looks like the history is going to repeat. Yeah. Now let's check gold. Let's study the price action on gold. And by the way, let me introduce, if someone found a clear and meaningful explanation why the hell gold is not growing, because I was trying to find, some fundamental explanation why amid the conflict in the Middle East, amid the oil crisis, the gold just does not react at all. Not only the market is not growing, the market is even falling a bit. Volatility is very low on gold, and I was reading different articles, and all these articles, in my view, were complete bullshit. And especially on TradingView here, I don't know if you know about this feature, but if you select a trading instrument and if you click here, you will see related most popular news about gold. And this news are the fundamental based, and man, honestly, these news are these articles are complete nonsense. Yeah, so especially one, I cannot find it here, but like gold falls because of low demand on safe haven assets during the war. What? Who writes this? And most of the articles now about fundamental analysis in gold are just nonsense. Yeah, the authors are trying to justify current bearish sentiment on gold, but they are using so weak arguments, so it's impossible to trust that. But if someone found the objective reason why the market is not moving now, please share, because it is very interesting to know. Crazy times, crazy times. Yeah, especially before, as you remember, gold increased by 30% in just a month previously, following the tariffs news announcements. What? So the tariffs news are more significant for gold than the war in the Middle East? I don't know. That sounds very, very strange. So because of Trump. Yeah, but do you believe that Trump can hold gold prices? He is definitely a powerful guy, but I don't think he has instruments to hold gold prices and to even dump gold. Especially, by the way, I guess you saw that crypto is growing. Yes, Ethereum reached $2,300 yesterday, yeah? And it went even higher. That's strange. You know, when the war started, I got a strong feeling that Bitcoin would drop, I don't know, to 50,000. But it holds strongly and it even grows while gold and silver are so indifferent. So it's hard to see why it's happening. Yeah. So anyway, let's study gold from a daily time frame perspective, and let me provide scenarios and thoughts about that ahead of the Fed interest rate decision. The first thing that we can see is that here we have a very significant support that holds. Marlon Jones says Trump wants crypto to grow. Have you seen Trump coin? Have you seen how Trump coin dumped like and let's quickly open the Trump coin. Let's open daily and zoom out. Yeah. Man, that's how Trump wants crypto to grow. This chart is the best best reflection of how Trump pumps crypto. Yeah. So it started. Yeah, at some moment it valued $77 per coin. Yes, now it is trading around 3.5. So the market, from the all-time high, the market lost 95%. Yeah. So I don't know. And there was this also Millennia coin. We don't even need to open a price chart of that to understand how bad it is now. So let's back to gold. As I said, first thing to mention on a daily time frame is that, technically speaking, for the last 2 weeks, the market is trading within this range. Yes, we can see that the market is trading within this range. That is the agenda of Trump, says Marlon Jones. You know, there is the agenda and there is reality, and when reality deviates so much from agenda, it looks like agenda is false. Yeah. So the reality is completely different from what we see. Especially there were a lot of arguments that Trump would never start a war because his agenda is America first. Yeah, you see. So is it? Do you still believe his agenda? I don't know. Probably he doesn't care at all because he cannot be re-elected now. So he does whatever he wants, or I don't know. I'm not the expert in politics. I'm just scared of what is happening in the world with all this war conflicts and stuff. Yeah. So we see that gold is stuck within this range, within this horizontal parallel channel for 2 weeks already. And we, ahead of the news, I guess the first prediction that we can make is that, at least for now, gold will continue staying within this range. We can expect that this support will hold, and we will see at least a pullback from that. Yes, it looks like this support clearly shows its significance. You can see that we formed a doji candle on that yesterday after a test and the liquidity grab below this support. So at least for now, I think that this support will hold. And I think that it is reasonable to expect some pullback from that support. Let's discuss what can be a strong confirmation of a start of a local bullish movement right here. We can see that on gold, we are now consolidating within this range. Yes, this is another nice range. So technically speaking, we have a range within a range. So we have a consolidation within a consolidation. That is how weak gold now. Yes, how weak is the momentum on gold now. So we are stuck within this range for now, and I do believe that its breakout, a bullish violation of the resistance of this range, may trigger some bullish movement, and the market may easily reach at least the resistance, or at least the middle of our major daily range then. So that is a bullish scenario. It is a scenario based on a bullish movement from a support of this daily horizontal range. Just wait for a clear breakout right here in the 4-hour time frame. Just wait for a clear sign of strength of the buyers as your confirmation. Alternatively, another thing that we must admit is that watching how bearish is gold since the beginning of the month, we need to also consider a bearish scenario. And from such a perspective, our bearish scenario will be based on a breakout of this daily support. So if after the Fed tomorrow gold drops lower, if we see a daily candle close below this daily support, there will be a high probability that gold will drop lower and we will reach this support. So remember that it may happen too, and the market may easily drop lower. I don't know why, from fundamental perspective, it is hard to explain why gold would drop amid the escalation of war conflict. But from the technical standpoint, this can easily happen. And gold already showed itself as a very indifferent asset during this war conflict. So these are two scenarios for now for you to follow. The first one is bearish, based on a breakout of this daily support. Alternative scenario is bullish, based on a breakout of a resistance of a horizontal range on a 4-hour time frame. that is so far the plan. I will definitely keep you posted regarding gold analysis, and if I see any signal, any strong confirmation, I will definitely provide the update on my free Telegram channel, so make sure that you subscribe. Then Mervin says, dollar grows up and it offsets the growth of the dollar. Expectations on Fed to cut interest rate has reduced due to the worries from Iran war. You know, funny thing is that previously gold was growing sharply because Fed did not lower the rates. So it's the relationships between interest rate and gold price are very hard to understand. There is the fundamental theory that lower are the interest rates, more expensive is the gold, but the last 2 years, I guess this logic does not work, yeah? So honestly, I don't really believe that it is not growing because of the interest rates. Probably the growth of dollar offsets the growth of gold. That may happen. That may happen, and that might be the case. Yeah. So if we open DXY, we clearly see how strongly it pumped since the end of January. So yeah, that can be the case probably. But again, oftentimes during the so dollar is safe haven, but gold is also safe haven. So I would imagine that everyone would buy dollars, and with these dollars you buy gold, but still you also need the dollars. So I would expect that both the dollar and gold would grow, but we see that gold stands, gold is indifferent while dollar is growing. Today, by the way, I guess from yesterday, dollar index is quite weak and we see some nice correction. But again, gold is quite indifferent and there is no positive or negative correlation at all between gold and dollar index. Question about NASDAQ, my friend. We already analyzed NASDAQ index. I explained that to me it is likely that the index will drop. We have a strong trend line on a daily time frame that the market keeps respecting, and we found a major support cluster here on NASDAQ index, and we made a prediction that we are going to see another test of that. So the bias remains very, 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 very bearish. Yeah. By the way, a couple of words about Ethereum. I know that some of the members watch crypto market. I guess a very important event happened on Ethereum yesterday. So as you remember, we got a very rapid sell-off here and Ethereum lost much. And then when 1800 level was reached, the market stopped falling. And I found a very cute bullish accumulation pattern right here. We formed ascending triangle pattern. Yes, the price was setting equal highs at the same time forming higher lows. It was a very clear evidence of the ongoing bullish accumulation. And yesterday, finally, the market bounced strongly, and this major resistance cluster was successfully violated. It makes me think that Ethereum has a very strong potential now to recover, to grow more and reach at least this resistance. So those who are trading crypto, I guess you can look for something like that for buying Ethereum. It looks like there's a very nice potential for the market to grow more. The yesterday's bullish momentum clearly shows how strong is, at least how strong are buyers, at least now. And after some pullback, I think there will be a high chance to see a strong bullish continuation. So I don't see any questions in the live chat. So yeah, traders, I hope that you enjoyed the session. So we discussed structure trading, we discussed break of structure trading, we discussed multiple examples of the application of multiple time frame analysis for making predictions, for building trading plans on Forex, on gold, on silver, and I hope this knowledge will help you. Let me know what are your thoughts about today's live stream. Let me know if you enjoyed that, and remember that I do such live streams on daily basis in my trading academy. So if you want to see live trading, live updates of my trades, if you want to see live setups with entry, stop loss, and target, definitely join my trading academy. And there I also do live Q&As and stuff. For more info, just visit my website, vasilytrader.com, and open the trading academy page. Also on my website, there are a lot of free stuff for you to learn. I have a lot of educational articles about gold trading, about pattern trading, about smart money concepts. It is just visit free education page and you will find hundreds of free articles to learn. I also have VIP signals group where I share VIP signals with entry, stop loss, and target. You will also find the information on my website. And do not forget to subscribe to my social networks. I share free signals on Telegram, TradingView, Twitter, Facebook. So join to not miss the updates. You will find all the links in the description to this live stream. After this stream ends, I will provide the time codes with all the instruments that we analyzed today. And later on today, of course, I will share some free setups and analysis for you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Please like this live stream. Do not forget to subscribe, and I will see you